Hello, how you doing? Welcome back to some more F1 22 in the final part of Season 1 of our Brawn GP My Team Career Mode. I'm Joe. If you're new around here, make sure you click that subscribe button for daily sports and retro gaming content. And, of course, Season 2 of our My Team journey. But we have one more obstacle to come. The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And there's still plenty to play for. We are playing for 5th in the Constructors' standings. We're 8 points behind Alfa Romeo. We're also 7 points ahead of McLaren and Haas, respectively. So we could finish as high as 5th, 4th if something crazy happens. But we could finish as low as 8th. In the drivers' standings, we are fighting for 8th place in the standings. So, everything looking good at the moment. It would be nice if we could get a double points finish to finish off the season. I'd really enjoy that. Now, we can get ourselves a third sponsor, so let's have a little look at that. In terms of weekly income, what we're looking at for goal bonuses. Score 20 during a race weekend. That's tough. Yeah. Yeah, these are tough. That one looks alright. As a team, complete a total of 30 laps during practice. That seems achievable. Let's go for that one. There you go. Okay, so we can now upgrade our car a little bit. Driver perks wise, it might be worth having a look at this actually. Engine wear being reduced by 10%, that might be a good one. Let's get all 3 of these actually, because they're not that expensive, so yeah, that's fine. Cool. I don't think we can do anything for Nico, unfortunately. He's currently on a $6 million salary, so you know, it's looking like we're going to keep Nico Hülkenberg at the team for next season. He's done a terrific job since he's joined. Obviously, I think the ultimate end goal is to have Jenson Button at the team, but I don't want to have him straight away, if you like. I want us to be a championship contending team before we bring in the ultimate Jenson Button. I think keep Nico Hülkenberg until you know, we're in that position. Maybe Hulkenberg's won a championship, that sort of thing, or helped us win a championship. He's won some races along the way, and then we bring in Jenson Button to it's like a final season gimmick, if you like. Yeah, that's just the way I see things going at the moment. Let's have a little look at the decals then, and where we can put the new sponsor. So I think that's zigzag at the moment, isn't it? Yeah, let's get Novus in there. Xenon's still there. And to be fair, where is that one? That one's there. Where's this one? That looks in exactly the same place to me. Oh no, it is slightly further back. I see now. Yeah, all of these look absolutely awful, so we're not doing any of that. Yeah, got one there. Yeah, maybe that one. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Okie dokie then. I mean, it's a beautiful livery. We've got one more race with it at the moment. I will be going in a slightly different direction livery-wise next season. This is the classic Brawn GP livery, but next season we'll be going for something slightly different, but I'll update you on that as we head forward into next season. Right, R&D wise, we have protected all of our things that are at risk, so now it is purely about performance and certainly heading towards Bahrain next season. So let's have a little look at the aerodynamic upgrades that are available. So we have got a heavily discounted one there, and one there actually, but which is going to make the biggest impact? Probably this one. So let's get that in. That will be in just after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Can we do any power upgrades in that time? No, 1,000. Yeah, we're not going to manage to get... Well, we should get that done after we've done some practice programs, actually, so that should work out okay. So yeah, let's push on and see what we can get done. Yeah, I guess the reaction training, let's get Nico Hulkenberg invested in, because certainly that's what I'm planning on doing, keeping him for next season.
Become willing to work with us. We can now approach an additional sponsor from the corporate tab.
But yeah, I look at that vehicle performance comparison, and I'm very, very happy that we're mid-table now. I think over the winter we can hopefully catch up to the likes of McLaren and maybe even Red Bull and Alpine. Mercedes and Ferrari, I think they're going to be too big to catch. But you know, the regulation changes are going to affect everybody. And it's about being in the best position to sort of hold where you are. We could go into next season being well behind because we've focused on adapting parts rather than developing parts. We could start the season with a bit of an advantage because of that, but we'll just have to see. It is going to be really exciting, but we have got one more race to go. So let's see how we get on in Abu Dhabi qualifying.
Bear with us a few minutes. I'm afraid we're losing hydraulic pressure. There's a leak somewhere in the system, so just sit tight for a bit.
Well, here we go then. Let's take it on a lap of the newly layouted Abu Dhabi circuit. I have thoroughly enjoyed it so far this weekend. We were P4 in practice. Nico Hulkenberg P6, so I do think there's some really good pace for us here this weekend. Obviously, first sector, very, very similar to what it was. And then you come down into this lovely sweeping left-hander, big braking zone. It gives you a lovely run onto the DRS straight. Obviously, that is where the World Championship was won last year. Was at that corner, Max Verstappen, of course, and then Verstappen did go deep into this corner. We went a little bit wide there. DRS open, obviously very, very similar to what it was last time through this section, but then instead of a chicane here, you get a lovely sweeping left-hander once again. You try and hold the throttle, and that was awesome through there. And then this fast right-hander, much more logical entry into that corner now, but we go a little bit wide there, and that is going to cost us the lap, unfortunately. But I might as well finish it off for you, and we might as well see whereabouts we are going to be with this. A 125 flat. Yeah, I don't know where exactly that would put us. Certainly slower than George Russell. But we are going to have to come out later in the session with a new set of tyres. Oh dear. That was people that are out of the session there. So we need to slow down and get going. Here we go. Vettel's out of the session as well. We need to do a lot better if we can. Here we come up to the line at the end of the session then, 0.6 quicker, and that takes us up to P11, which I don't think is our best lap, but we'll certainly take it. That was a lovely recovery, and we are through to Q2, and ahead of our teammate Nico Hülkenberg, apparently. A long way off the Mercedes pace of Russell, who has been dominating the final few races, and Hülkenberg is actually out in Q1. That is huge news, because he was looking very racy this weekend. What a shame to see him out in Q2. Bottas out as well. That helps us in our race to try and beat Alfa Romeo in the Constructors. Well, let's see how we get on in Q2 then. Okay, we come up to the line. It's a 1:24.3, slightly better than our Q1 time, and we are up to P3 as it stands at the moment, and purple sector 3, which I think is really exciting actually. You can see definite time to be found in the first sector. And this straight as well. Very, very nice. But we are going to have to come out again and bang another lap time in. Well, this has been by far our best lap of the weekend. We head up to the line, and that is enough for P4 and comfortably through to Q3. That was very, very good towards the end there. We want to bang that set of tyres on for our first lap in Q3 to get our eye in, but only 0.2 of a second off the leader Max Verstappen now, who goes out in Q2. Kevin Magnussen, Alex Albon, Sebastian Vettel, Pierre Gasly and Yuki Tsunoda. Well, obviously on used tyres, but we do come up to the line, and well, 25.7, long way off the pace, but you know, quicker than Hamilton at the moment, but that was just a sighter really, and hopefully a lot better to come on our brand new fresh boots and our pole position run, where we do actually have a genuine chance, or an outside chance, of pole position. Here we go then. How high up the field can we get on these brand new tyres? We took all the fuel out of the car. This is the ultimate lap for us. We need to nail every apex, every braking point. And straight away we've missed that apex there, but sort of doesn't matter. Already half a second up on our previous time. Hamilton only goes 9th, which is interesting. There's a little lock up there. Oh, and that's going to be the end of that, basically. Catching that inside curb and sending us bouncing. This is going to be nowhere near, unfortunately. We're a second off the pace now. Oh, what a shame. Could have been on for something here. It was very, very good first sector. It's going to be a very, very good final sector. We might even manage to get ahead of Hamilton, who knows. But here we come round the final corner. We come up to the line, and we do qualify P8. Unbelievable, considering we had such a mistake. It was a lock-up and then a bounce over the curbs. Where could we have been? Where could we have been today?
Time to remind ourselves of our top three: Leclerc, Russell and Sergio Perez. Qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid line-up for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
Well, I do think, you know, we could have potentially had that in the bag. A P5 at the very least, a 17.4 and a 30.5. What did Charles do? Wow, a 17.3 and a 30.8. Oh, that was his second lap, 30.6. So we were quicker than him in Sector 3. He was slightly quicker in the first sector. What about middle sector? If we go for somebody like Alonso, middle sector at 35.4. And ours was a 36.5. I mean, you can see that the first lap we were very, very close to that time, and that was on used tyres that were nearly a second slower by the time of that. But P8, that is something to be proud of. I think we can make some moves in the race. There are plenty of overtaking opportunities. I think with the right strategy, we could be on for some good points once again.
It's the final chapter of the season then here at the spectacular Yas Marina circuit. It's a race where the pole sitter failed to finish in 3 of the first 4 events. A front row start here is by no means a guarantee of victory. We go into battle once more then as we get underway at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The Yas Marina circuit is made up of 3.4 miles of track featuring 21 corners with 2 very long straights. DRS zones going into the heavy braking zones of both turn 8 and turn 11 offer plenty of potential for overtaking. And the circuit comes with its fair share of tricky corners as well, in particular turns 15, 16 and 17, which will certainly test a driver's braking management. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Sergio Perez will lead us away from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who will start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Ocon, the captain, Carlos Sainz, and Fernando Alonso. They've taken a grid penalty. Magnussen, Leclerc, Vettel and Lewis Hamilton. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Russell, Albon, Yuki Tsunoda. They've taken a grid penalty. And Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Norris, Nicholas Latifi and Mick Schumacher. Bottas, Stroll, Gasly and Guan Yu Zhou. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Can we begin by having a chat about Charles Leclerc? They have had a fantastic campaign, a wonderful year, as they come into this weekend's Grand Prix as a fully deserving champion.
I agree it's been a truly impressive season, but championship or no, I don't think they'll be gently cruising around to the finish line. In fact, with points no longer a concern, there's a lot less to risk, so we may even see a more aggressive approach.
Okay, here we are down on the track then. We are looking at a one-stopper, obviously. Probably mediums and hards. I don't think that the softs are going to last that long. I mean, to be honest, I don't think the hards are the mediums are going to last that long, really. I think it is going to be pretty tough on the tyres this Grand Prix. It could turn into a two-stop. I don't think that'll be too much slower, really, as we go towards the end of the race. But it'll all depend on safety cars and what have you. So, for one final time, let's head to the formation lap. We're starting P4, so let's see if the guys around us are going for a slightly different strategy. I've just noticed how much fuel we've got in the car. Let's take that out.
Here we go then, the formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we near ever closer to the start of the race.
So everybody on medium tyres.
Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find out.
Nobody on the hards.
So as all the cars reform the grid, the drivers will be hoping to get a strong start. They'll want to earn some valuable points from today's race. Done with their race
I apologise for the cut now.
Planned strategies are all in place.
So anyway, here we are, lined up on the grid, ready and raring to go. And well, hopefully we can make a move into turn 1. Obviously the grid all mixed up because of grid penalties and what have you. That seemed a very strange line from the AlphaTauri there. But here we are ready for the lights. Lights out, away we go for one final time in Season 1 of this career mode. Verstappen going defensive on Ocon straight away, and we've got collar signs round our outside, and we drop a position into turn 1. We got K-Mag just behind us. He went out in Q2, so it's crazy that he's this far up the grid. I just noticed that, really. And obviously first lap we're going to have to make sure we are squeaky clean, and then settling into the rhythm of the Grand Prix as K-Mag straight away into our slipstream. He's going to have a little look around the outside, potentially a little bit of contact there. We have the inside line and we survive.
Right, let's focus now for the rest of the race.
So just checking that the car's in okay nick. It seems fine. See, Sector 3 was where we had a bit of a pace advantage, so that's where we're hopefully going to catch up to the guys in front here, because we did have front running pace, certainly over one lap. Whether that translates into race pace. Well, Max Verstappen in the pits. I think he made a little bit of contact with his teammate Sergio Perez, and we know that we're at a similar pace level to Perez after the Brazilian Grand Prix. So this could be an exciting 4-horse race for victory here at this stage. Sainz obviously massive favourite. The Alpine of Ocon, of course, is going to be up there as well. Sainz is going to have a look at Ocon here, I think. Looked like he was gearing up for a move. But yeah, we just need to try and keep it tidy. Try and make sure we're in this rhythm. And we know Sector 3 is where we are quick. Me on lap 8 of this Grand Prix, and we have lost sort of DRS sight of Sainz and Ocon and Perez ahead. Fernando Alonso is behind us. He is in a quicker car than us, and I'll be interested to see how quickly he gets past us here. Kevin Magnussen also closing in on us. Our tyres are dropping off a little bit quicker than we maybe even thought. I did say Deg was going to be high, so yeah, but maybe not quite this high. So we might need an earlier pit stop than anticipated.
High grip anytime now.
And goes Fernando Alonso down the inside. We're going to hold the outside line, which obviously turns into the inside for the next corner. But that's going to compromise our exit, and he's going to have a great run at us. And there you go, Fernando is through and up to 4th place. That Alpine is rapid in a straight line, and rapid in general these days. That's a very good overtake for Alonso. I've decided to come into the pits this lap because we're already losing a lot of time to Alonso. We're losing time to K-Mag behind, so I think we need to nip this in the bud, get onto some fresh tyres, and hopefully see our fortunes improve massively in the second stint of the race. So here we come.
Like
we are in.
We're out in the lane and ready to perform their magic on the car. They're going to be aiming to achieve the fastest pit stop time possible.
So onto the hard compound tyres. It looks like a few others are coming out as well. So
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
A 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. How on earth did we do that? We were green when we went in. That is ridiculous. Well, that's ruined our race somewhat then. Well, you join me as we're about to enter lap 15 of this Grand Prix. We're about halfway through and we are back up to 5th place, but Lewis Hamilton is zoning in on us. He is the fastest man on track as it stands. And, well, truthfully, what we are waiting for now is a safety car. Well, there goes Lewis straight away through. I'll try and stick with him for a little bit, but
Okay, we've lost a position. That's us down a place.
there's no way we can get this back. Well, one Mercedes has already passed us. And there goes the next one. George Russell is through. Say very easily as well, but we will have DRS. Back down this straight. Try and use it to stay close to Russell. I think we are going to lose the position to Magnussen as well. Perhaps not on track, but obviously after our 5-second penalty. Stop. Pace in the second stint isn't quite what it was in the early part of this race. Could be quite a lonely second half of the race if...
Pace is strong, but be aware these tyres need to go the distance.
If we can't stay in front of K-Mag. Because we should have enough pace to stay ahead of Vettel. Oh, come on, don't drop out the 1 second window. Right, we have done... Oh, that is... Oh, no, we are still in it. Don't think we'll stay in it after this. We'll try our very, very best. See, we're gaining a little bit, but not enough. Yeah, there you go. Second window has been expanded. And now we've got K-Mag behind us. Well, we are 8 points behind Alfa Romeo in the Constructors as it stands. But unfortunately for us, we're only gaining 6 points at the moment, so 5th is looking out of the question at the moment. Well, Kevin Magnussen having a little look. Oh, that was very close, leaving him the room. But now that's allowed Vettel to really catch up. He just absolutely nailed the breaking point there and we got squeezed out, but luckily for us, we avoided contact. And we're still in front, but Vettel now, well within range. And the other worry for me, look at that fuel. How have we misjudged this so badly? Well, we managed to DRS trick K-Mag there, but he's still got so much more speed than us here. We're going around the outside. Is he going to squeeze us out? No, he's not, but he's going to have the DRS this time. And Vettel, all the while, is catching up, as is Max Verstappen. We might not even get points here, you know. Okay, Mag back through. Bounces over the curbs. I don't think we're going to have enough here. DRS open again. No. K-Mag's through now. We're going to try and cut him off with our pace in Sector 3, but our pace has just gone off a cliff, unfortunately. We've still got DRS on K-Mag here, but I don't think we can close in enough. Well, Ocon is out. Now, Ocon was in second place in this Grand Prix. Are we going to have a safety car?
Okay, clear.
I don't think so. And this could be a problem in the Constructors, because now Magnussen is scoring enough points to take Haas above us if we don't score.
Fuel for 3 more laps.
And here's Vettel now, all of a sudden, and there's nothing we can do about it. We are just slow. We need to stay 5 seconds ahead of Bottas. We've got 3 laps to go, but the fuel is going to be the biggest issue. And here comes Max down the inside. We respond with a lunge ourselves.
Okay, we've only
But
got
this
1
time
lap
he's
of
through.
fuel remaining.
And we are going to drop outside of the points here. Unless we can somehow do something here. It's not going to happen. I mean, I'm pushing as hard as I can. Oh, well, that little incident with Verstappen, that's going to spell the end of that, isn't it? Oh, Verstappen coming into the pits, though. Verstappen in the pits. Well, are we going to get 1 point out of this? Last lap. But we've got no fuel. That's the issue. When are we going to run out of fuel on this lap? This is going to decide whether we finish 6th or 7th in the constructor standings. Is when we get that dreaded... Oh, low fuel mode. Well. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, that's it. We have run out of fuel so early in the lap. There's nothing we can do. We can use a little bit of ERS to try and compensate it. But here come Tsunoda and Schumacher. Schumacher into the points now. And yeah, it's a disappointing end for us. There goes Ricciardo. Are we going to be able to stay in front of Leclerc? I don't think so. We will try. Looks like Sainz won the Grand Prix, by the way. There goes Leclerc. And we are going to come home in 14th place. Well, what a disaster.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
It's been a roller coaster season then, but they can go into the winter with their heads held high after an emphatic victory here today. Tell me, Anne, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
Well, Hamilton finishing third. Wow. What an amazing performance from him. He obviously passed us earlier in the race, but yeah, I mean, Mercedes are back, and it'll be very interesting to see where they stack up at the start of next season. Because I think Hamilton could be on for his 8th world title, if this form is anything to go by.
Our championship leader is still sat at the top of the standings, but their rivals have made up some solid ground today. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Well, Lance Stroll would be my pick. He managed to keep a cool head today whilst pushing through the field.
Nothing can challenge the leaders of the Constructors' Championship at this point, but so then, Ferrari have now moved out of sight and out of reach. It's another triumph for the Italian team as they claim the World Constructors' Championship. There is also a strong showing from the Mercedes team today as they make their way up the standings. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, there you go then. Ferrari finish 1 and 2 in the standings. Signs there at the end, pipping Max Verstappen and George Russell to second place in the championship. Hamilton recovers to 6th place, not too far behind Sergio Perez in the end. Bottas finishes best of the rest in 7th. Magnussen just a point shy of the 100 mark in 8th. We finish 9th in the championship on 95, ahead of Ocon, who of course won a race this year, so that's pretty good, and finishing in the top 10. Lando Norris in 11th, Fernando Alonso in 12th, with Hülkenberg 13th, Ricciardo 14th, Schumacher 15th, Vettel 16th, Stroll 17th, Zhou Guanyu 18th, Nicholas Latifi 19th, Pierre Gasly there in 20th, Alexander Albon down in 21st, with Yuki Tsunoda propping up the rear of the drivers that scored, and of course Oscar Piastri propping up the standings. Constructors wise, Ferrari won it at a canter. Mercedes pipped Red Bull at the very last race by a singular point. Alpine there in 4th for them, very, very good. Alfa Romeo 5th there on 137. Haas in 6th, pipping us by 2 points in the end, 127 to 125. We'll take 7th in the standings, so that is for sure. And McLaren there in 8th. Then Aston Martin, Williams and AlphaTauri prop up the final 3 places. So let's continue on and see what the end of the season brings us. It's a very disappointing end, running out of fuel. We had some very promising pace early on, but yeah, I mean, we probably would have finished just inside the points, but yeah, that's the way it goes. Plenty of bonus money from the sponsors, which is good. And let's see if we do get our goal bonuses and all of that good stuff. We should have that all paid out at the end of the season. We are on 10 million. We have got plenty of R&D points to put into the car, and of course try and take us forward over the winter and ready for the start of next season. So I believe that is where we're going to leave it for today, simply because I want to take you through all of pre-season and the start of season 2 in the next episode. So if you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below, subscribe for plenty more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.